question is, where should the American people draw their line in the sand?
What have we got? A republic or a monarchy?
A republic
is based on a constitution which protects minority rights.
Not democracy, not mob rule, two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner.
So they think they own our land, they think they own our water, children, our education, our money.
We have to define who we are and what we will tolerate.
Somebody's going to ask you what you did during the Patriot Uprising.
You have been warned.
We have the facts. We have the Constitution. We have the Bill of Rights. We have common law. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm so excited to be able to offer you Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic. Tyranny is upon us, but liberty and the sleeping giant that is the American people is rising. A new tool in the info war. Don't Tread on Me. Order it at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139 and support independent, patriotic Liberty films.
So you think the massive Gulf oil leak won't affect the air you breathe? Think again. Benzene, a toxic gas emitted from crude oil and a known carcinogen, is now airborne, traveling hundreds, even thousands of miles inland. Whether you live near the Gulf or not, benzene and other volatile organic compounds could cause adverse reactions to those living inside your home. NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, came to airfiltersandpurifiers.com for answers on how to clean the air on boats aiding in the Gulf cleanup. Do what NOAA did. Contact airfiltersandpurifiers.com and ask about the HealthMate Plus. The HealthMate Plus is capable of trapping 99.97% of all polluting particulates. Buy the HealthMate Plus today with no tax, free shipping, a 5-year warranty, and a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to airfiltersandpurifiers.com. GCN listeners get a 5% discount by using promo code GCN. Call 800-499-2418 or go to airfiltersandpurifiers.com, your trusted advisor for clean air.
I was a highwayman. Along the coach roads I did ride.
David Icke is our guest. So we got into the border issue and how they're overrunning sovereign nations because the globalists want to remake the world in their system. So any culture, whether it's good or bad, they want it out of the way for the corporate culture. This is a short segment. Let's get into the oil spill. David Icke, the oil spill. What's your research on that?
Well, the appalling things happening in the Gulf of Mexico now are a classic example of the way the the Illuminati web, interfaces with different aspects of itself to create a coordinated policy and a coordinated agenda. I mean, you've got someone, for instance, like Peter D. Sutherland, who was non-executive chairman of BP until a few months ago. He's also non-executive chairman of Goldman Sachs International. He was the director of the World Trade Organization. He was the director of, the director general of the World Trade Organization. He was the director of the Bank of Scotland in the run-up to the period where it crashed in 2008 and had to be bailed out by the taxpayer. He's been on the steering committee of the Bilderberg Group. He's a chairman of the Trilateral Commission. He's a chairman of the London School of Economics, one of the great Illuminati universities on the planet, created by the Fabian Society. He's financial advisor to the Vatican, brought up in a Jesuit school. The Jesuits, of course, are a major player in this global web. He's been one of the major people in Europe pressing for more and more power for the European Union. And while he was non-executive chairman of BP, you had a guy called Lord Brown, who got out before the stuff hit the fan over the Gulf of Mexico. He was so appalling as chief executive of BP that Tony Blair described him as his favorite businessman, so you can see how bad he was. And it was Lord Brown who instigated the policy at BP of cutting safety and cutting all...
yeah, they've got more violations in Houston alone. Yeah. I saw the number. It's like over 100 times what other oil companies have combined, and they're the top fake environmentalist company that, with Enron, created the carbon tax scam with Al Gore.
Exactly, and this is how it all interfaces. This is how the web works. You see BP, but it's not just BP. BP's connected to Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is connected to Halliburton, and so it goes on.
And don't forget Queenie. She owns a big part of it.
Yeah, Lord Brown was chief executive of BP when you had that massive explosion at the refinery in Texas City, which people, of course, were killed, and another environmental disaster in so many ways. And he instigated this BP policy, not because they were struggling for money. We must cut costs. No, because he wanted to expand the profits of BP, and one way he could do it was to cut costs. So he cut costs on safety, on checks, and all the rest of it. And that was the sequence of events that eventually led to what happened in the Gulf of Mexico. And then when you look at Goldman Sachs, again, as I mentioned with Peter D. Sutherland, it's selling 44% of its shares in BP in the run-up to what happened in the Gulf. Tony Hayward, the chief executive of BP that followed Lord Brown, sold a lot of his shares in the run-up.
Yeah, over a third. Obama dumped his Vanguard stocks in it. They all dumped.
It's got so many red flags all over it that it was, A, prior knowledge, and B, that the thing was a disaster, not waiting to happen. The disaster was made to happen. And then you look at what happened after that, and so many mysteries kind of fade away when you know the story and what the goal is. So the next mystery in all this is why do BP and the federal government clearly have no real interest in reacting to this disaster, to cleaning up the beaches, to doing what is necessary. Why countries were turned away when they offered help? It's because they want this disaster to be as big as possible. Yes, to offer solutions like the carbon tax and all the rest of it. Now their climate change scam has been falling apart. But also there is a war by this cabal against the United States. They want to destroy the United States militarily. They want to destroy it economically. They want to destroy everything it stands for, because that has to be brought under the heel of the global cabal if the world government is to have total power. No more superpowers, otherwise you don't have total power.
Now, you've got the 10 regions, as the UN says, with the 10 global directors. This has been on record since the 60s, which they're now moving towards, and that's what's so amazing. They use the U.S. as their henchman, as their funding mechanism, while the U.S. gets all the blame for the global imperial takeover. And now as they get ready to destroy us, they're moving towards devaluing the dollar. The IMF, World Bank are criticizing our monetary systems. The UN is posing as the savior with the global cashless currency. So they use us for their dirty work and then flush us down the toilet when they're done. Stay there, David Icke. Quick break. I want you to come back. Segue out of the BP into all these announcements that, okay, we are in a depression, but don't worry, the same bankers that engineered it have got a global government that'll take care of it all for you. They've got a fix. David Icke, straight ahead. Stay with us.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. Let me tell you a little bit about one of our great sponsors, HomeGain.com. This is the place to get you started buying or selling a home, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. Go to HomeGain.com and see what I'm talking about. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate of your home's value online. This is a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home. And again, it's absolutely free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, go to HomeGain.com. Use their Home Sale Maximizer to help you determine which home improvements can most increase your home's value before you put it on the market. For 10 years, these folks have been helping home sellers and buyers. Visit their link at Infowars.com. Look for Max, the orange Home Gain Gorilla, to help you with any real estate needs you might have. You'll love this site. It's homegain.com. HOMEGAIN.com. Check them out today. Listen up, folks. This is important. Alex Jones here. Now you can get free shipping on the storable, easy-to-fix, delicious food from efoodsdirect.com. From July 4th through July 14th. We have looming evacuations in the Southeast, unemployment insurance running out, and predictions of huge inflation. So we all need to get as much food as we can. Every one of you needs to buy as much storable food as possible. This is the perfect time to do just that with eFoods Direct and take advantage of their free shipping special. When you order from efoodsdirect.com from July 4th through July 14th, every dollar you spend will buy the food, and eFoods Direct will pay for the shipping in the continental United States. This is Alex Jones wishing you and your family true independence this 4th of July with great food and free shipping through July 14th from efoodsdirect.com. You can order on the website efoodsdirect.com or simply call 800-409-5633. That's 800-409-5633 or on the web at efoodsdirect.com/ship free.